Welcome back, Totem Pole Nation. We are live here, St. Petersburg, Florida. Coach Taylor, what's going on, my man?
Hey man, got a haircut, so I ain't wearing my hat. Texted my lady Tam, she's Vietnamese, and it was about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. And she answered back, and I didn't even know it till I went to the shop. She told me to go. She was out of the country, but it was like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. where she was.
Wow.
She's texting me back saying, "Let Ann cut your hair. I'm out of the country."
Okay, looks good on you. It's coming up right now, man. I don't know if you can see that just yet, but yeah, man, she's looking good. She's creeping on up. But
So you got your
yeah, man.
cyborg hat.
Look at that, guys. Yeah, this is something I want to talk about right here. Okay. It's important whenever you have people that are doing well, it's important to support them. It's important to buy their merch. Okay. When they're big time and they want to throw you free merch, they will throw you free merch. But until that time, man, you need to support them. Buy their stuff. Go to their fights. Watch their videos. Give them the thumbs up. Comment, man. Tell them you love them. You know what I mean? It's not easy, and as a fighter, what he's doing, it's unbelievable because he's the guy's been fighting his whole life, and a lot of people are jumping on because they're seeing what he's been doing, but they don't see all the hard stuff that it took for him to get there. You know what I mean? They just want to jump on this winner right now as it goes, but he's had to fight for a lot to get to where he's at. And I couldn't be more excited, man. We're having him live on here today, and I got some awesome questions I'm going to ask him. And, man, we're just going to chop it up, man. We're just going to get into him, promote him. He's got some big things going on. But, yeah, man, I got my gear. And same thing, man. I got an amazing Isaiah Wynn shirt, and I bought the shirt. You know what I mean? I bought his jersey. He reached out to me, and he hooked me up with tickets. I went to the last Tom Brady game in New England. When Tom Brady played for the Bucks, they went to New England. We talked. He was like, "Coach, I got 2 tickets for you." And it was just a great experience. This is right after me and my wife got married. I got an amazing picture I'll share later on, but it's me holding her up. That's what you do at the game. You know what I mean? And it was an amazing thing because I've kind of been born and raised a Buffalo Bills fan my whole life. And but man, I got a New England Patriot jersey, and I never felt more proud than putting that thing on. You know what I mean? Just the impact. But yeah, man, today's lesson is you build the body, and the mind will follow. And I just think it's a good way. People these days have a lot of kind of negative energy that gets built up over time. Maybe it's something going on, at home, or your boss, or guys you work with, or women that you work with, where, you tend to store, sometimes anger, or sometimes, maybe it's hate. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just a combination of a lot of things, but you keep storing that stuff up, storing it up. And, if you don't get rid of that stuff, you're going to explode sometime, and you might explode on the wrong thing, man. Last thing I want to do is be mad and come here and kick my dog or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or yell at my wife, or, get upset at my kids, or be a jerk to my granddaughter. You know what I mean? So my outlet, and I recommend it to everybody, is, to take that stuff out in a positive way. There's no positive way than, to attack those weights. And the best part about attacking those weights, man, is they ain't going to hit you back. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to hit you back. And, it's just a process. If you're brand new at this, if you're brand new at working out or anything like that, man, reach out to us. You can YouTube stuff. It's simple. You want to crawl before you walk. You don't want to go in there and do a 3-hour workout your first time, because you're going to kill yourself. It's not healthy. You know what I mean? Go in there, get 20 minutes, and just set you a small goal. 20 minutes a day. In a couple of weeks, go 30 minutes a day. And what tends to happen when you make that mandatory and you say, "Look, I'm going to get my 30 minutes in," You know, sometimes you'll get to that 25-minute mark and you'll just get that adrenaline boost. And the next thing you know, you want to do more and you want to do more. And you're seeing your body get better. And you're able to channel all that negative stuff, but get it out, in a positive way.
I was watching y'all last night with Greg Hardy, and I was watching it on TV. So I had the YouTube streaming, and man, I was just amazed at how clear the picture was. I mean, on your HD TV, it looked legit. I hope that we look as good as y'all did last night. I know I don't, because I don't have an HD camera on this laptop I'm using right here, but I can get one. But man, I was amazed at how good that picture was.
Oh man, that is awesome. And yeah, man, big time praise. Kevin is just such an amazing guy. And I mean, such a super father. You know what I mean? Like we find a way here at Totem Pole Nation. I mean, he gave us a solid hour interview when he could have been helping the track team, helping his son, but what he did, he gave us his word, and his word was his bond. And man, we made it happen. It was amazing, man. The stories, I love the part about, them sitting around, just asking Clyde Simmons, advice and everything, and how, he was kind of the grandpa, but he didn't use all that energy, but when he did use that energy, man, it was something amazing. And the whole H boys deal that he had, the linebacking core, they were doing some pictures, and they said, "Hey, H boys," and the other two guys rolled up in there, and they're like, "Hold up, man, what are you doing in here?" And he's like, "Well, my last name is Hardy," and man, I think that just kind of put a huge chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, too, the thing that I think was most important that you noticed when you watched that is just how humble the guy was. You never heard him give himself any kind of praise, man. Everything was about everybody else. He wouldn't have done what he did without Simeon Rice, and it was just amazing, man. But I mean, the film don't lie, man. You watch that guy. I mean, he was a monster. He was 6'4", 250 pounds. The guy could have played free safety. That's how athletic of a guy he was. And, he's just such a genuine guy. It's so cool that he's going through the process, with his boys. And, I love that part too, man. Even though he has been at the highest level, he still goes to other camps and other clinics to get more information, just get more information, new drills. It's a combination of things. There's not one single thing that's going to make you, that great linebacker. It's a combination of things. And that's the same thing with your health, man. It's a combination of things. You can't just work out like a madman, eat really healthy, but, sleep for 2 hours. Your body is not going to it's not going to recover properly the way you need to. It's a combination of things, and you just got to find the right combination, or find somebody that can help you find the combination. Coach Tatum, man, good morning, sir. Good morning, buddy. Good to see you, my man. And yeah,
Team Totem Pole.
Team Totem Pole. It's looking gorgeous here.
I got some news to update everybody. Yesterday I did PJ Gibbs at 8 a.m. and PJ, who's he's from down there where you're at. I think he's at Gibbs.
Naples.
He's down there, about an hour south of you or 2 hours south of you.
Yep, right in there, depending on traffic. Yes, sir.
He told me, he said, "Hey, Coach, I did a clinic last year for autism awareness, and all the money went to autism awareness. And I did it last year with CoachTube.com. And, they're real busy and they haven't been able to get back with me." And he was like, "Would you be willing to host the clinic?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "But I don't want to touch none of the money." I said, "Just get the money to go straight to the organization, the Autism Awareness Organization down there in South Florida. I guess Naples is South Florida." And this is the first name that he threw out. He goes, "My mentor is Don Brown." So I said, "Okay, yeah." Don Brown was defensive coordinator at Michigan. And Don Brown was a former high school coach. And now he's the head coach at what is this? It's up there in the north. I'll think of it here in a second. I think it's not New Hampshire. It's they're the Maroon team. I'll think of it here in a second. It's in the Northeast. You'll think of it. The kid from Dale goes there. UMass. There you go, Coach Tatum.
Coach Tatum coming in clutch.
I don't know my states. Okay, I'm willing to admit it. I especially don't know those northeastern states. They all look the same to me. All right, but Don Brown, he said it's going to come on the clinic, and then he throws out this name, Bill Belichick.
Go.
Yeah. So you start throwing around that name, my ears perk up. Don Brown, Bill Belichick, Al Golden, who's head coach at the U.
Yeah.
He starts throwing out these names. Mark D'Onofrio, his linebacker coach, his last year in college. And I was like, yes. I mean, and I'm going to ask Coach McNally to come on because he has a grandson that has autism, and he shared that with me.
So, let me tell you this too, Coach. A.D. Paulmore, he was working with autistic kids as well, man. So he would be one that would be amazing, and probably not going to have a lot of MMA guys that would be there to talk about it. And maybe he could link up with some of those other guys, and who knows, maybe they'll end up wanting to bring him in to talk to their teams. You know what I mean? Because just a guy that's been battle tested and everything. And man, speaking of battle tested, man, I want to give a shout out. One of my best friends, Matt Davis, up in Michigan, man, they are battling a amazing ice storm, man. He's been getting 2 hours of sleep a day, getting his team out there, just getting after it, trying to clear the lanes for people to be safe up there. So big shout out to you, my man, and big shout out to the twins, man, Mark and Matt Davis. I talked to Mark yesterday for about an hour. It felt like we talked for 5 minutes. I looked at my phone afterwards. Couldn't believe it, man. We were on the phone for an hour. We were talking everything, man. Sports cards, life, wives, kids, man. It's just such a blessing, man. This platform right here is it's changing my life, and only for the best.
Wow, it's changing your life.
Yeah, man. I'm getting to connect with some of the best people that I've just lost touch with, man. If those guys had stayed in Lost Forest, and I had stayed in my neighborhood there at one time, heck, man, those guys would have definitely been, best friends for life. But it's cool to link up with those guys. And, their first year of football was our first year of football. And it was so funny because we were talking about Coach Harefield. And how about this? You want to hear a gem that Coach Harefield taught us? Mm-hmm. It was a cold game, and what he taught us is he said, boys, if you put your hands together like here and put them right in the front area of your football pants, to kind of cup the jewels a little bit, you'll warm up. And guess what? It worked.
Do you know who Mike Harefield's high school coach was?
I do not. Was he at Henrico High, or was it?
He was at J.R. Tucker.
J.R. Tucker. Okay, no, who was his coach?
Bill Mountjoy.
Are you kidding me? That is so awesome, man. Is that who taught him the flippers? Is that who taught him the flippers, man?
Yes, it is. Bill Mountjoy was his high school coach. Small world,
Small world, man. We got to get him on. That is, man, everything circulates, man. We're all just the same people. It's just different times, and sometimes we're wearing funny clothes, man.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, he was like a psychologist or psychiatrist. I don't know. He studied psychology, I believe.
Right.
And he's probably one of the greatest coaches of all time. We have Bernard Clark on, and his whole thing was, he said, let the mind control the body. Don't let the body control the mind. So he had the philosophy that you got to have a strong mind because your body will quit if you have a strong mind. The mind controls the body. Don't let the body control the mind. He's got like those. I
love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Those old coach shorts.
Oh, yeah. Just look at the receiving. I mean, just look at the linebacking core that we've assembled just this week in the 2 days of podcasting, pretty much. Bernard Clark. I mean, you're talking Miami Hurricane. You're talking Orange Bowl MVP.
Make up a graphic. Make up a graphic, dude.
And then you got we got a Buckus Award winner on this week, man. We got a Buckus Award winner that, you know, beat out a couple guys that are pretty good. Ray Lewis, Zach Thomas. I mean, we're making things happen here, man. I couldn't be more proud of what's going on, man. I think
we got another one to add. Last night, I text messaged the only man that I know of to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a player and as a coach, and that is Dick LeBeau.
Ooh.
I text messaged Dick LeBeau last night, and he responded.
Wow.
And his response was, I'm going to save this text forever. He said, when and what kind of podcast are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I sent him the podcast we did with Jim McNally. I haven't heard back. He's 85 years old. Now that I've cold texted him, now it's time for him to hear my voice, because he needs to hear the sincerity. He needs to hear the passion. He needs to hear the enthusiasm for the game of football and for the passion of enthusiasm of interviewing someone that played for Woody Hayes at the Ohio State University and was drafted by Paul Brown and then traded to the Detroit Lions. So Dick LeBeau, it doesn't get any bigger than Dick LeBeau that's still living that I know of. Coach Troy Polamalu, man. So I want you today, if you could, Google Bernard Tiger Clark. I like that Pro Set card of him, that Pro Set card that's got him in the Bengals, and then find another card of Greg Hardy and Team Totem Pole linebacking crew. And then put the link to the YouTube. Put the link to the YouTube in the tweet and tag them. Tag their Twitter.
Absolutely, man. I had yesterday Connor, Kenny's brother, Connor Thomason. He had sent. There he is, right there.
Loved the show last night. Thanks for having Kevin and Kenny on. Isn't that awesome, man?
Yeah, that's Dad right there.
Yeah,
that's Dad.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, man. That's one of my best friends right there, man. You'd love this guy, man. Best mechanic in the world, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. And it's awesome. He's even a way better person, cooler guy, man. Can't wait to get back in contact with him. He might be coming here in April, so we're definitely looking forward to that. Definitely gonna link up, man. But yeah, man, it was good. It was good stuff, man. Just you know, Kevin, just such an amazing dude, man. Such an amazing dude, and you know, him going through that process and taking his boys all over the place and kind of going through it, man. It's an awesome thing. You know, so many kids grow up, you know, without having the father figure there. So to have him, you know, do what he's doing, and you know, even with his own father, you know, his father is his agent. You know what I mean? So, you know, the influence that he must have had, you know, just in home was such an amazing thing. And I actually watched beforehand. I watched his induction into the Illinois Hall of Fame. And man, it was just, it was awesome, man. It was emotional. It was great. But the first thing that he mentioned was, you know, he mentioned a lot of people, and there's a lot of people he couldn't mention, you know what I mean? Just because you just don't have the time sometimes. But one of the first guys he mentioned was his high school football coach. And he told a story last night of how they were running gassers at the end of practice, and he was just gassed. And, you know, he started, what's the newest term of when, you know, you start kind of taking it easy? What is the newest term on that?
Slacking off. I don't know.
Yeah. So he was slacking off, and that's when the head coach, you know, put him on blast and said, "Hey, we're not going to stop until Hardy picks it up." You know, and that's just so awesome, man. I think the best coaches, you know, when they get their better players, man, they hold them to higher standards. They want
expect the most from the best.
The most from the best. And who told us that?
Tom McDaniels, Josh McDaniels' dad, Maurice Claret's coach.
Yeah, Urban Meyer wanted to get him on staff, and he was like, just not the right time for me, Coach. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's all good. I mean, his son didn't end up that bad.
What do you think, man? You like that?
Yeah, I love it. The Cyborg, yellow tape season. He's going to be on tonight. What time?
I believe I got him on at 2:00. It might be 1:00. But yeah, we're definitely going to make that happen. But
wow,
man,
dude, I'll tell you one thing. I want to have Cyborg and Hardy and Bernard Clark. That we will run a 4-3. We'll put those three guys right there, and we'll be pretty good.
Man, no doubt about it, man.
Did you hear Bernard Clark answer the question about playing the wishbone and what his job was?
3 yards.
Fullback. He said he had A to C gap. A, B, or C, whichever opened up. He went into it, man.
Yeah, man. That's funny, too, how when he was a little kid, people would try to grab him, and he would just attack like a tiger, man. Heck yeah, man. That was good stuff. You know, that's so cool, man, because, you know, I felt like I was in the room with you guys. And I felt like if I saw him, I'd say, you know, Tiger Clark, you know what I mean? And he'd know me. You know what I mean? It's just an amazing interview that you guys had, man. It was super awesome. It's been a good week, man. It's been a good week, and you've just been on a tear lately, man.
I couldn't do it without y'all, man. I couldn't do it without
you, man.
And Kenny and Hutch and Totem Pole Nation, and
and that was a great thing, man.
We're a team. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about Totem Pole Nation, and that's why we. Today we made the decision that we weren't going to stream on YouTube, 2 Facebooks, 3 Twitters, and a LinkedIn, because we want to drive everything to the YouTube channel. So like, comment, and subscribe. They say that's the most important thing, because we're trying to get to 1 million followers. We want to, no, not 1 million. We're a long ways from 1 million followers. We want 1 million views. We're at 800-some thousand, but we want to get to 1 million views. And, you know, someone told me the other day, a lot of our subscribers have, slowed off, but we have 72,000. So maybe there's some people that's leaving. Maybe there's some people that's coming, but it doesn't matter. We're not worried about the scoreboard. We're focused on bringing good people on Totem Pole Nation and telling their stories and documenting their stories and helping people. We want to, 1, change lives. 2, help people get to the next level. 3, build champions for life. And we're doing that because we're the low man on the totem pole. So, Coach Bald, your enthusiasm keeps me watching, Kyle. So keep bringing that enthusiasm.
Oh, that's my amazing TT Heidi right there. And yeah, man, it just kind of leads to what I was going to go into, man. I don't know if you guys caught it. We did at lunchtime yesterday. I had my beautiful cousin Julia on, and we just did an in-store on Cultivate Wellness. We asked multiple questions, man. If you guys are anywhere near the Pike, the Midlothian Turnpike, man, go see her. She'll help you out. You can go in there with no knowledge, you know, and she will school you. She'll learn you. And I mean, she will take good care of you. She will treat you like she treats me, and that's family. Yep. But thank you, TT Heidi. You have been such an inspiration to me since I was just a little boy, and now I'm a old man with a younger, amazing, beautiful aunt. Isn't that right? Yeah, but yeah, good stuff, man. It's been a great week, but yeah, man, just having her on, man, she was just such a rock star. What do you got there? I see something clinic, spring
Friday night
clinic, Hokies,
Friday night,
baby.
If you're in Richmond, go to this. Last year, right before our clinic, I got up with Mike Villagrana. Mike Villagrana is he's like the player personnel guy at Virginia Tech. I met him when he was at Hampton. He went to WVU. He went to Mississippi State to coach, but he had an idea to put a party on the night before the championship football coaches clinic. And I had the hotel on Midlothian and Robius. It's called the Double Tree or something.
Yep.
You know, the big hotel that like Scott Bernstein rented on January 1st, one year. These guys rented the Marriott downtown, dude, like where the wrestlers used to go.
5th and Broad, man. I used to work there.
Yeah, they rent that bottom of that junk, and they put on a heck of a party. All right, and all high school coaches in Virginia, or if you want to come from another state, come on. You can crash on my couch. This right here, maybe Coach Tatum. If you want to pump that clinic up. You know, they already been in Charlotte, but this is in Richmond, and it's on Friday night. And, I mean, I think it's like maybe $10-15, and it's all you can eat. And I think it's a cash bar, and it's just a good time. We're going to be eating, and we're going to be seeing a lot of other high school coaches and the whole Virginia Tech staff and Coach Brent Pry. It means the world to me that Coach Brent Pry came onto the Championship Football Coaches Clinic on Totem Pole Nation.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Yeah, big shout out to my man J-Ron. He was bell captain at that Marriott. And one of my mentors, Jerry Shore, he was a driver at the Richmond Marriott there at 5th and Broad. And Jerry was the guy that gave me some amazing wisdom, man. I was talking about moving down here, and the way he put it to me, he was like, well, Kyle, let me ask you this. How much better are you doing now than you were doing, 2 years ago? And I was like, well, Jerry, I'm doing, right about the same. And he was like, okay, how about 4 years ago? How much better are you doing than you were doing 4 years ago? And I was like, yeah, about the same. And he was like, okay, how about 6 years ago? How much better are you doing? And I was like, yeah, Jerry, about the same. He was like, you want me to just keep on going or what? And I was just like, wow. And he was like, look, man, you've always done this and you've been doing the same. Man, go try something else. Might be the best thing you ever did. If not, you can always come back and do what you've been doing for the last 6 years. And it was just like,
yeah, you can always go back home.
Yeah, man. Very wise man, Jerry Shore. Great guy, man. Driver. He always had, I always considered him a diaper Dan man. You know what I mean by that, Coach Taylor?
Yeah, slick back hair.
The slick man. Yeah, dude. Yep. And he was such a good dude, man. He would always have some kind of side hustle going on. Like he'd bring in a fan. Like, you want this fan? I'll sell it to you for $5. I was like, heck yeah, man. Who doesn't want a fan for their room to blow right in their face when they're sleeping? Yeah. He always had something cool going on that he was getting rid of or trying to help me out, man.
On the show.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, the best part about working there is, when I started, I was, probably 24, 25 or so. And all the guys that were there were probably 60 and above. And, there's just a big gap, you know what I mean? And but it was amazing, man. Those guys loved me and I loved those guys, man. It was like working with, your favorite uncles, you know what I mean? All these guys would look out for me and, it was just such a blessing. Everybody was just such a gentleman. And, my mom always raised me to, respect my elders and to say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and everything. And, I would always try to do the heavier work for the guys, so they didn't have to strain themselves or anything. But, yeah, it was amazing. One of the guys, Mr. James, was probably a doorman there since they opened the place. And I know we lost him, rest in peace, Mr. James. But, yeah, man, those guys just made such a good influence on me because I was like, I was like all those guys' little grandson. You know what I mean? But I was way bigger than all those guys. So
Yeah.
it was such a blessing. A guy, Gary Muhammad, that had worked there too, man. He was a really, really good dude. But yeah, man, I loved my time there. That was my last kind of stop before I went to Florida, man. I was living right off of 5th and Broad, right? I would literally walk to work, and I would drive. I had a good gig, man, because I would work there pretty much a 3 to 11 job. And then when I got off, man, I'd go right over to Tiki Bob's, and I'd pull a shift or two a week at the nightclub, or if they needed help at the time at Have a Nice Day, I'd pull a shift there every once in a while. So I had a good gig going, and it was fun because it was it was like a Jekyll and Hyde type deal. Like, at the hotel, you're super nice and you're super fun. And, I drove the shuttle, so I would drive a ton of people to that, to the club. And then later on, I'm on the bouncer side. So, I gotta be, you just gotta change up a little bit. You're still nice and everything, but you gotta be on point. A lot of times I'd be working, there'd be 150 people in there, and I'm the only guy. So, man, I'm just flying around the place, just picking up bottles as much as possible, and just trying to greet people. So they're looking around like, man, they got like 3 or 4 guys walking around, when it's just me, just power walking through the place.
Yes. So remember the movie Roadhouse? I saw it in the movie theater growing up.
Wow.
Always be. Do you remember what he told him in the movie?
Oh man, that was a long time ago. Oh, always be nice.
Always
until
be
it's
nice.
Time to not be nice.
Yeah. That was, always be nice. That's a cool movie, man. I'm gonna have to watch that. Because, I know my girlfriend loves Patrick Swayze. What woman doesn't? And God rest Patrick Swayze. He died tragically, I think, of cancer at a pretty young age. Patrick Swayze. Now, that's who you wanted to be like growing up. A tough guy who could also dance. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah.
There could be one person that could play that many different roles. Patrick Swayze. What is he best known for? Dirty Dancing?
I would have to say those two. I mean, to me, like, you got to watch both of them, and you pull for both of them, And it was so funny, man. We had one of our best friends. We had a birthday party here for her one time, and the girls loved that song, and I was DJing, and we probably had 40, 50 people in the backyard, and about.
Here's another one.
About
Ghost.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I saw Ghost in the movie theater. Man, and do you remember the time in the movie that was it Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore were right about to kiss? And some woman and then goes, ah! And, it turns out to be Patrick Swayze. But dude, it was so funny. Like,
yeah, man.
Just because, Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore were about to kiss, and then it switches right to Patrick Swayze. This woman just yells, ah!
Oh, man, without a doubt. But let me tell you about that party. So, the party's going good, the music going good, and then I played that song. And it's so funny because I grabbed the birthday girl and one of my other buddies, Chris Davis, Big Country. We grab her, and dude, we literally just start passing her around. Everybody's passing her around and everything. And then we get right over by the pool, and we put her down. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, and it was that time, I had the time, where they pick her up and do that number.
Yeah.
So we were doing that, and then we put her down, and man, she looked at us with the biggest sad look, and she was like, "Throw me in the pool." And man, me and my boy Big Country, we looked at each other like, "What? Are you serious?" Oh my gosh, we picked her up and we chucked her in, man. And it was just one of those where it was just, if you had it on video, it would have went, unbelievably insane.
I mean, dude,
we had so much fun.
I'm expecting you to say a lot of things, but not throw me in the pool.
Yeah, dude. Like,
she was like expecting. We got 8 people watching us. Can you believe that, man?
Good morning, man, guys.
Thank
you for watching.
Totem Pole Nation.
Yep.
Thank you. Y'all are the best. This is life lessons. All right. So what life lesson can you take from that? Don't tell someone to throw you in the pool.
Yeah. Don't lie to me. If you want to get in the pool, you're going. But it was, man. It
that was a big
fun.
deal back in the day, was throwing girls in the pool. You know, that's not right. We're not advocating that. That's old.
Yeah, exactly. You know? She asked for it. It was her birthday. When it's people's birthday,
giving her birthday wish.
Yeah,
you're a nice guy.
Yep. You know, on people's birthday, if they ask for something, I think it's their one day that they get that passed, man. You try to make it happen, and you know, look, I didn't want her soaking wet, you know, but hey, man, everything kind of works out for a reason. It was one of the greatest moments of a party we've ever had here.
All right, so I'm putting up a poll right now. All right, and I want to know, what is Patrick Swayze's best movie? All right, I'm putting it on our community tab. Is it Ghost? Is it Dirty Dancing? Or is it Roadhouse? So I'm very interested to see what people are going to say about this.
I totally agree, man. I think
so. In the comments right now, what is Patrick Swayze's best movie? Is it Ghost? Is it Roadhouse? Or is it Dirty Dancing? I'm picking Ghost. What are you picking, Coach Bald? The bald Coach K, a.k.a. Big Daddy Cool? A.k.a. Richard Kyle Anderson?
I'm going to max bet on Dirty Dancing. I just think that's one that's just universally it's a universal.
Why is it your favorite?
What's that?
Why is it your favorite?
That's not my favorite, but I think that's probably the most important one, you know, just because
why is it the most important?
Well, I mean, because it does, man. It shows this dude that's just, you know, the ultimate beau, the ultimate male. And for him to show those dance moves, man, I mean, it's freaking cool, man. I mean, any dudes, especially guys we know, can fist fight. But how many of you guys can cut some rug? Hey, I don't think my wife would have, you know, said yes if I didn't have, you know, the arsenal, the skill set, the weaponry that it comes when I hit the dance floor.
So for guys out there, now I say Ghost. Ghost is his best movie. And the reason it is because it deals with a bigger issue, good versus evil, life and death, loss, you know, the hereafter, heaven. You know, I was getting my hair cut and I was listening to a guy in the chair next to me. He was talking all about religion and this and that, and he can't wait, you know, to get there. And what's that old saying? Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So, I mean, if you're talking about you can't wait to die, I was like going to tell the guy, like, dude, you need to chill out. Like, people are going to think you're nuts saying this stuff. So, like, yeah, just do what you have to do. I would rather see a sermon than hear one any day. Do you think that Mother Teresa was going around preaching to people? I don't think so. I think she was in Calcutta with people that had leprosy, and she wasn't wearing a mask. Yeah. She got, I think it was $100,000 in the 80s from Ronald Reagan for the Presidential Medal of Honor. And she didn't give it to a church. She gave it to the poor. So that's my little preaching for today. You know, everybody wants to talk a good game, but I would rather see a sermon than hear one any day. You know, someone like Matt Bland, who changed our life. Yep. He's been doing it for 30 years at LC Bird and other schools. And I told him yesterday, I wanted to tell the class that his son had won the state championship. And he didn't want me to tell him, but I did. And he said, I didn't do anything. James did it. I said, no, coach. You've done it over the last 16 years. His son would not have won a state championship in wrestling if his dad had not done what he did for so many kids and did for him over the last 16 years. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's exactly right. It's at the end of the day, he kind of put up the blueprint, but big kudos to James, man, because it was James that made the right decision.
Amen.
You know what I mean? There's so many people, we talk about it all the time, Coach. Some of the best people in the world come from the worst environments, and some of the worst people in the world, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. He had a blueprint set out, but James took the right path. He made the right decisions, and he probably didn't believe in it, 100% all the time, but him sticking with the process, him getting better, him falling to a guy that he eventually, beats. It's it's stuff you see in the Rocky movies, man. It's awesome. You know what I mean? And there's virtues and there's vices, man. With the virtues, man, I think the one of the most important is belief, but it's self-belief. Just try to envision yourself as the most powerful that you could possibly think of, and try to show up to work like that every single day. Try to show up to practice like that every single day. You keep trying to do that, eventually good things are going to happen. And man, kudos to him, man. Good. That's good stuff for Cosby. A state championship at any class is amazing, but I mean,
Coach Tatum,
sophomore, that's insane.
Coach Tatum's philosophy is throw them out the club. Either you put them on their back or throw them out the club. And Coach Tatum, I've been texting Coach McNally this morning, and Roadhouse. Coach Tatum says Roadhouse, be nice until it's time to not be nice. Coach Tatum, you are an old soul, okay? You're 26 years old, so that means that you were born in 1997. That's pretty impressive. We were out of high school before you were born.
Yeah, that was my
senior year. You were a little baby when we were wrecking shop. We were at the top of our game. This guy right here, you need to see this guy with his sunglasses off. Don't take your sunglasses off because there's women watching, Kyle, and we don't want to drive them wild. But this guy's, I think you got, two different color eyes, one green. Both your color eyes are light. He's got very light colored eyes. And
the green-eyed bandit.
He's the green-eyed bandit. He can't stand it. More Fruity Loops than that Toucan Sam. Yeah, that's Redman. Was Redman in Wu-Tang?
No, he was not.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he was not.
Are you sure? I mean, he was not from Staten Island, but all of them weren't from Staten Island. But was he not an unofficial member? I've got Freddie Hall. Freddie Hall is coming on the Championship Football Coaches Clinic.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
One of my, man, that dude's always
He's coming, man. You got his cell number?
Great friend. No, I want it. Okay. I want to talk to him.
I'm going to text you it. I'm going to text you it.
Is he teaching?
Yeah, he's teaching, coaching at Thomas Dale. But he's coming on, and he's going to talk about offensive line play. And, man, did you see that, like Coach McNally, he talked about the other day, if I'm playing right guard, Coach Tatum, and I got an A-gap player, and let's say it's sliding to the left. So the center's going to the left, and I'm the right guard, and I got an A-gap player. Man, I've always wondered, I've asked people, like if we're going to full slide to the left, does the right guard's post foot change? Because why in the world, if I'm the right guard and I got an A-gap player to my left and I'm going to slide to the left, why would I keep my post foot as my left foot? And, I mean, like I talked to Coach Bland about Coach McNally's techniques, and he said, well, there's black belt and there's white belt. Like Coach McNally, he's coaching black belts. You know what I'm saying? Like we're coaching white belts. They might end up being brown belts, but we ain't coaching the black belt. And when you got Aaron Donald on the inside of you and you're the right guard and you got to block that dude, it ain't no getting your inside foot inside of him. So basically make the dude do what he wants. So, I mean, think about it, Kyle. I'm right guard. I got a guy lined up on my left, and I got to pass block him. So I don't want him to beat me on my inside. So I step with my left, and then he goes inside. I change my post foot. Now I basically become the center, and I move him out. Or let's say I step with my left, and he crosses my face. I just keep my left foot up. So I know I'm getting too technical, but, I mean, that validated something. And, man, I'm going to tell you, Coach McNally, I talked to him on the phone last night a couple different times. But I said, Coach, it meant so much to me that you told me I was above average. And he corrected me. He said, I didn't say that you were above average. You're excellent. I was like,
wow.
He said, you're excellent. He said, you asked me if you were average, and I said you were above average. He said, but you're not. You're excellent. I was like, woo. Do you know who the offensive line coach is for the Eagles? Do you know why they were so good?
Who is it?
Coach Tatum. Who is the offensive line coach for the Eagles? And I'm not seeing anybody comment other than Coach Tatum on what their favorite Patrick Swayze movie is. The offensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles is Coach Tatum said it yet? Let's see. Has he put it in the comments? It is Jeff Stoutland. See, I thought that it was Bill Callahan. I was wrong. So let's take a look at who this guy is. This guy has got the best offensive line in pro football. Now, this is life lessons. We're just gonna take this guy for example. Let's see who he is. This is the offensive line coach, Jeff Stoutland. He's the offensive line coach for the Eagles. He served as the interim head football coach for the University of Miami in 2010. He was a 4-year letterman for head coach Kevin Gilbride. Yeah, that's a good name. Run and shoot.
Buddy Ryan's favorite.
He did. I'm going to get Kevin Gilbride on the show, and I'm going to ask him, Coach, it's been rumored that Buddy Ryan was killing a mosquito on your head. He didn't actually punch you. Is that true? All right. He was an All-American at Southern Connecticut State. Let's see where. Okay, he coached at Southern Connecticut. Then he went to Syracuse,
Alabama.
Then he went to Southern Connecticut, Cornell, Syracuse, Michigan State. From Michigan State, he went to Miami. At Michigan State in 2000, I'm trying to think.
Oh, he was head coach for
that
Miami
was when
for a
Michigan
bit.
State.
Wow.
That might have been when no, I don't think was Saban. Saban was gone by then from Michigan State, I believe. Miami, Florida, Alabama, Eagles. So he must have been at Miami with Al Golden.
Yeah, and it shows that I guess he was the interim coach, I guess, when they got rid of Golden.
Or maybe it was Randy Shannon.
Could be.
Yeah, it was Randy Shannon. What a great coach Randy Shannon is, man. This guy's from Staten Island, dude. Is Staten Island is Staten Island like the home of offensive line coaches?
I believe that's where Coach Wiley.
I mean, I've been there one time, maybe twice
in the water, man. They know how to move people from one point to the next against their will with a better feeling.
Who said that?
That's from who was that? Anonymous. I think that was from Anonymous. There's no better feeling than moving a man from point A to point B against his will. Anonymous. Yeah. Anonymous has some of the best quotes of all time.
Yeah, he is. He's great, Mr.
We like to
when we
I'm
make
going to have to get an
donations,
anonymous mask so I can come back and be anonymous.
when we like to make donations, we like to do it from anonymous ourselves.
Yeah, so Coach Tatum is a loyal fan. And Coach Tatum, we're a fan of you. You're not just a fan, you're a partner. You're Team Totem Pole.
Yeah.
Okay? You are Team Totem Pole. We're all in this together. We're about building each other up. We're about promoting the Coach Tatum offensive line clinic. And we're about making each other better. You build the body and the mind will follow. You know?
Yeah.
But me, sometimes I got to get my mind right before I get my body right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you just got to have those disciplines to just make it, just make it a regiment, like 30 minutes a day.
Instead of eating ice cream, drink a protein shake.
Yeah, you're not allowed to go to bed until you get 30-minute workout, cardio, a walk. Get a 30-minute walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't have to do power cleans for 30 minutes. You don't have to do squats for 30 minutes. Just do something, get that heart going in the right direction. And, turn off the earbuds, man. Don't listen to anything. You know what I mean? Get yourself, where you need to be at. I'll tell you one thing I like to do, man, is I like to walk barefooted in the backyard, grass, dirt, all that good stuff, man.
Yeah,
I love it, man. Nature. Get in tune, get dialed in with nature. And like, my amazing dog, I always take this dog to the dog park and everything. It's fun. She gets to play with other dogs and everything. And, just dialed into, to the nature and everything. Yeah, man. Work the body, the mind will follow. If you'll never see somebody that's super fit that is just super depressed or feeling terrible about themselves. If you do, let me know, because I've been looking for them and they're hard to find.
I don't know. I need to hit up my buddy. He's been saying, no, it's official. It's officially. You are officially affiliated. All right. You are official, dude. You're official Totem Pole. You're Team Totem Pole, man. We are on your side and we support you just like AD Palomore. Team Totem Pole.
Yeah,
we're all winning. Let me give a shout out to my man, Doc. My man, Doc, dude. This guy, Coach, you would love this guy, man. Man, this guy's the man. Doc. Let's see. Where is he at? He's at UNC Asheville. Dude, now this guy right here, he could go and he could transfer to UNC. And he could go and play for UNC. That's the type of guy this guy is, man. He is like that. And he was an 8th grader for us at Meadowbrook High School. He was our quarterback on the
Brook
JV
Boys.
Team. Huh? The Brook Boys. That's right. Yeah, I was the coach of the Brook Boys. Yeah, we were infamous, and we still are. Let me see if I can find Doc for y'all, man. I'm gonna show off Doc because his team they're going dancing, baby. And I'm telling you, I think Doc might be a guy like Ja Morant.
Wow.
He might be a guy like Ja Morant that's name is gonna get put on in March Madness. All right,
wow,
so
man, that's awesome.
Let me show you all this. The Docster. Okay, so let me tell you how small of a world this is. This is Doc right here. See, he's almost hitting his head. Actually, he's the guy dunking on these two guys. All right. That's Doc. Jamon Battle.
Oh, yeah, I know that name.
Jamon Battle. This is the Docster. Let me tell you about Doc. Doc was an 8th grader when I was at Meadowbrook High School my last year. He would have been our starting quarterback on the varsity probably, but he was the 8th grader. And he would have been a 4-year starter at quarterback if I would have stayed. And he probably would have signed a D1 scholarship to play quarterback. But instead, I went to Virginia Union. And then after 3 years, I went to LC Bird. And this guy was a senior. And I got to coach him again. And he played free safety. He played wide receiver. He played quarterback. I mean, we had him and we had another guy named Jaden Payute that was a U.S. Army All-American. And they are both studs. I mean, they look like basketball players. But this guy right here, man, he was slept on. Look at him. And now He just won the Big South. And his cousin played for us, Shakai Vaughn. Now, these guys right here, they're the smartest coaches in America. These are the smartest coaches in America. They should be coaching the Tar Heels because they signed Doc. Doc was getting recruited to go to UVA to play football. He actually went on some visits, but he's a basketball guy. He could have been a D1 football player. I mean, he probably could transfer right now, or once he gets done playing for UNC Asheville, he could probably sign a free agent deal in the NFL. You see the guy, he's 6'4", he's 6'5", and he's an athlete, dude. He could play anywhere. He could play safety. He could play corner. I mean, he could play nickel. He could play in the NFL, dude. I'm going to hit him up. I'm going to say, dude, when you're done, do a 5th year and go play football at Virginia Tech. He could do it.
Hey, speaking of that, man, what's the scoop on Isaiah Moore, man?
Only thing I know is that he got drafted by the USFL, and like you said, you know, if he gets a better deal, he could go. You know, but man, that's a guy that was slept on. I mean, this guy, he looks like the Under Armour mannequin. And Virginia Tech did not offer him a scholarship. All he had was ODU, Navy, Army. And NC State, smartest coaches in America. Smartest coaches in America. Guy was a 4-year starter at NC State at inside backer. He was #1 from PFF against the run. #1 linebacker in the country against the run. He graded out better from this independent website, not from his, you know, college coach's rating system. But
yeah, man, that's the thing with you know, Kenny Thomason, man. He's like my insider dude. He just loves the game, has so much knowledge. And I asked him about the USFL draft, and he said point blank, man, he was just like, look, some of them teams are just ignorant because some of these guys are getting drafted. Some of these guys are going to the league. They just wasted their pick. And he knows, man, he knows talent and everything. And he's an evaluator too, man. He's a guy that, you know, once his playing days are done, man, I could definitely see him getting a front office job, you know, or if not, you know, maybe he could be a Coach Jim McNally disciple, man. He would be he would love they would love each other, man, for Coach sure.
Tatum, you're an NC State fan. I have something no one else has in the whole country.
Yes.
I went to the clinic that Chuck Amato had in 2004. I believe it's the spring of 04. And he had Bill Cowher. I have a DVD, which I uploaded to YouTube once, and I had to take it down when I got rid of all my old content. And I'm going to start uploading. Well, I can't because the dude's got my computer. It doesn't matter. I'm taking DVDs and putting them on YouTube. And I have a tape of Bill Cowher, the only clinic talk he's ever given in his entire life. He gave at Chuck Amato's first coaches clinic. And you can look at this if you want. And also, they flew in Jimbo Fisher, who was the offensive coordinator at LSU. And he talked about his shallow cross. And I've got those 2 DVDs. I'm the only person that has them. Because, I mean, there's probably an NC State video guy that has it. They probably videoed it. But I was in the front row with the camcorder. And I recorded Coach Cowher, and I recorded Jimbo Fisher talking at the NC State clinic in 04. So that's almost 20 years ago, Kyle. 20 years ago. I was the coach. That's who I was, Coach Tatum. I was the coach that had a video camera. I was the coach that had a video camera. I was the coach that was taping all the guys. Yeah, that's who I was. And some guys, nobody ever said, don't take me. I got Rex Ryan speaking. And I'll put that up. I'm going to upload that on YouTube here soon because I let a dude borrow my computer and I didn't get it back.
Coach, let me ask you this. How long can you go? Because we're hitting for about an hour right now. Are you good?
I can go till 8:30, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Dick Butkus went to Illinois, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why is Dick Butkus your favorite jersey?
Because he was the baddest man on the planet. I actually have a card. Look, give me a second. Can you roll some stuff and I'll find this card because you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us some of your cards, man. We got some guys out here. Totem Pole Nation does Totem Pole cards. So, Coach Tatum, I'm sure you got some sports cards. All right. And we also do cards. But the card guys want to get paid $250. These are kids who are 22 years old, want to get paid $250 for 30 minutes. But my son gave 2 of the sports card influencer guys $25 gift cards to Wawa, and they will not come on our show. So, okay. Don't get me started, Coach Tatum. You're going to see the other side to me. But we got Dick LeBeau texted me back. Norm Chow emailed me back. And they didn't say, how much am I going to get paid? Coach McNally.
Wow.
We love Isaiah Moore. Isaiah Moore looked like the Under Armour mannequin. He could play boundary, defensive end, outside backer, and 3-4. He could put his hand in the dirt and be a down defensive end. I mean, he could be an inside backer. He could do it all. Go ahead, Coach.
Right there. Right there, guys. And if you look really close, it says Dick Butkus, the most feared man in the game. This is his rookie card. One of my bucket list cards right here. This one, too, this is the one that got it all started, man. This is where the chase really came in. That's a Ricky Henderson rookie autograph card. I can't hear you, Coach.
I got my mic muted.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Ricky Henderson, show us some stuff, man. Then we'll end it. Ooh. Is that a rookie?
That's his second year.
That's Lou Alcindor.
Lou Alcindor.
It's a great card. What's that grade? Is that a 9?
Yeah, that's a 9. Big fan of this guy.
Move it to the other way. Jim Kelly. I had a signed jersey. I should have gave it to you, dude. I sent it to a guy and traded that signed Jim Kelly jersey. Move it the other way. Oh, who is that?
See that?
Who is it?
A guy by the name of the Iron Sheik.
Ooh.
Hey, and it's autoed, Coach.
Dude, let's get the Iron Sheik on, dude. Let's get that guy on, man.
This is one of my favorites.
I don't care if I got to pay. Oh, yeah, Sid Vicious. He was our hero.
Oh, no. It's Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that's Brock Lesnar. Sorry. It's a bigger Sid Vicious. Oh, yeah, that's a great card. Is that his rookie?
That's one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them. He's got a real older card. I liked Rocky Maivia. That was The Rock. That's Haku?
That's a 1952.
Are you kidding me? Wahoo McDaniel?
No. 1952. That's Prince Maivia.
So is he the – oh, so that right there is his grandfather.
No kin.
It has to be, man, because he was Rocky Maivia.
But that guy's no kin, man. He's not kin to Peter Maivia. That's Prince Maivia. Dory Funk Jr.
Yeah.
Look at this, man. You were probably with me when we got this.
Dave Justice?
Richmond Braves autograph Dave Justice.
He's the dumbest man in America. Dave Justice is the dumbest man in America. I tell you why. He couldn't keep Holly Berry. But I've been dumb too myself. That's Kobe. That's a Kobe. Yeah, man. My son's I got to get my son's cards and show them.
It's Magic and Dr. J.
Yeah, that's not the one. That's
not the one with the bird, man.
Not the one.
There's LeBron. Rook.
Yeah. That's Sports Illustrated. Yeah, Jeter.
Kobe.
That's a 9.
9.
Yeah. That's the one I got my son. I need to start buying. Oh, that's a good one there. That's the yellow one.
I got a stack of some wrestling cards.
Yeah, I used to get my son. I need to go back and start doing it. I used to buy him. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's the same one. That's the 9. Who is that?
Jimmy Taylor, rookie.
Oh, that's
Green Bay
cool.
Packers.
That's cool.
It's a 4, but I mean, dude, this card.
Yeah, you can't find anything better than a 4.
Yeah.
See, you are the type of collector that I like. I got out of sports cards because I don't like the guys. I don't like turn it sideways. That's the other way. That's the other Larry Bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was.
I don't like the guys in the game.
9.
I didn't like the guys in the game of sports cards. I don't like the guys that are in it for the money. I like the guys that are in it for the love. Like you. You collect cards because you love the players, Hank Aaron.
Yep.
Hey, man, my friend Shane has established a Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, and Hank Aaron collection.
Wow.
Yeah, and he wants to sell them. Dude, I'll get some pictures.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Look at this. Look, this is a 1957.
We really, you know what we need to do, Kyle, is we really just need to, and I can do it. We can start another one, dude. Just do a sports card one.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what.
You got time?
We'll definitely have Mark Davis on, man.
Yeah, but I mean, me and you, do you have time to do one today?
Right. Man, not really. Not really.
Okay,
Not
it's
at
all
the
good.
moment. I got to do.
You got anything else you want to show? Because we're going to be doing a Totem Pole Nation Coach Bald collection video. And then I'm going to do one of my son's collection. I'm going to let my son do it. So we're going to get back into doing the sports cards.
Cool. Let's do it for sure.
Yeah. Because you got too good of a collection, man, not to make that a part of this.
Yeah, man. Like, this is my little warehouse right here, man. It's crazy.
Okay, just show it to us and we'll go through it later. Wow, that's a walk-in closet. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, man. Got some good stuff here.
Totem Pole Nation is going to get back into totem pole cards. And what about the pro wrestling podcast? When will that come back? Is pro wrestling still going?
As far as I know, man, we're trying to make some things happen. I do have a interview next week with the world's most dangerous ring announcer, Gary Michael Capetta. And I could not be more fired up about that, man. He lives here in Florida. YouTube that name and you will hear one of the best voices of all time. You know, a lot of people love the Fink, Howard Finkel. He was amazing. But to me, just in my opinion, the guy that always made me want to watch every single match from the first to the last was Gary Michael Capetta.
Yeah, so that's good. That'll give us something for the wrestling. But, I mean, did they have Monday Night Raw on Monday?
They did. They had AEW last night. I'm going to a Legends.
So we're going to do hit Hutch up. We're going to do a pro wrestling.
I'm going to a Legends luncheon tomorrow.
Can you do interviews?
I will see. Probably not, man. They don't let anybody in there unless you're invited. But you can't. Nobody's taking video. Nobody's taking video of the guys. I believe it will be live from the CAC. The CAC is who will be sending out videos.
Can you get promos done? Can you get promos? Give them a
possible.
Shout out to Totem Pole Nation.
Man, it's possible. We'll see. I don't want to push the envelope, man. I'm just a guest. You know, I'm a guest, and it's a brotherhood that.
Yeah, you don't want to get kicked out of there, man.
Relationships. It's a special fraternity.
But you can tell the story, right?
Yeah, it's a special fraternity.
Okay. So we'll do a podcast about the event. You know, you don't have to give all but just talk about the guys, you know?
Well, yeah, tomorrow, you know, they're celebrating the Nasty Boys, who are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. You know, one of my favorite matches of all time was you know, those guys versus the Steiner brothers at Halloween Havoc. If anybody likes wrestling, YouTube that match, Halloween Havoc, Nasty Boys versus the Steiners. I'm telling you what, it was a war. It was a war. And I actually met Brian Knobs before. He was riding on an airplane. We were coming from Philly. He was on the plane, and I tried to buy him a beer. This is straight up. I tried to buy him a beer. The flight attendant was like, yeah, that guy, he is not allowed to have alcohol on any plane. So fun fact. And dude, afterwards, when we landed in Tampa, we were all there getting baggage. And, I just went up, paid respects. And I was like, hey, man, just so you know, man, I think you guys are awesome. I'll never forget that match against the Steiners on Halloween Havoc. And he told me straight up, he's like, oh, man, good looking out, man. I appreciate that. And he was
They love it, man. They love it when you show love. Because sometimes these guys in front of the camera, they're on a mountain. And then once the camera stops, dude, I mean, you just can't stay up on the mountain forever. Like, you got to come down. It's a roller coaster.
And you got to do it at the right time, man. You can't approach these guys when they're eating their food. They're with their loved ones. They're with their wives, or they're with their kids. You cannot approach these guys like that, man. Find a time where they maybe look like they're not doing anything, or they're bored or something like that. Do not approach these people while they're eating, man. It's just, it's not cool.
So,
but yeah,
they're going to build connections and meet some new people, and get them on Totem Pole podcast.
So they're celebrating those guys, and then they're celebrating the life of Lanny Poffo. So that's going to be important. And usually they have guys stand up and kind of tell stories about the business and everything. It's so awesome, man. Brian Blair, he's one of my big time inspirations, one of my mentors. And
can you get Brian Blair on?
I'll see about that. You know what I mean? I'll see about that. But this is his amazing book right here. Truth Be Told. And I mean, this book it's so amazing. But yeah, man, when the last
how about you tell him next time you see him, say, hey man, I'm on a podcast now, and I'd like for you to come on and talk about the book and give you your flowers.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll see, but like I said, man, it's
all promotion though for the book.
It's true.
It's
man.
all good, man.
It's true, but it is, man. It's a fraternity, and I don't want to be kicked out of it or anything like that, man. I got nothing but love and respect for these guys, and I don't want to.
I mean, imagine that. I mean, it's just like me meeting Jim McNally. You have met your heroes. You have become friends with the guys that you wanted to be like. And that's amazing. Because I know your love for wrestling.
Yeah, man.
I know that you're basically a wrestling junkie. Just like I'm a football junkie.
Yeah.
You love wrestlers. Have you seen Peanut Butter Falcon?
One of the greatest movies I've ever seen, guys. If you have
based
not
on
seen
Huckleberry Finn.
What's that?
It's based on Huckleberry Finn.
Oh man,
did you know that?
I did not, man. I did not.
It's a modern day Huckleberry Finn, just like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is a modern day Odyssey. They took the story of Huckleberry Finn and modernized it. And the two things I got out of that movie was friends are family that you get to choose. And remember when he's swimming and the boat's about to kill him, and he goes, am I gonna die? Peanut Butter Falcon, he says, am I gonna die? And he goes, yes, you're gonna die. And then this is what the guy says, and this probably will lead you into your sponsors. He goes, yes, you're gonna die, but what kind of story are they gonna tell?
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. What kind of story, right? No doubt. But just want to give a mad shout out to our sponsor, man. Cultivate Wellness. Health is wealth. Check out the podcast from yesterday, man. It was phenomenal. They'll answer any questions for you. The best customer service in town. And just go in there and tell them what your symptoms are, man. They'll let them do the work. They'll take good care of you, man. They're going to treat you just like they treat me, and that's family. That's what it's all about. And St. Pete Rejuvenate, You know, we're doing some life-changing things there as well. You know, we do everything from Botox to facials to IV hydration and ketamine infusions. Ketamine infusions is state of the art. You know, it's helping people that suffer from chronic pain and bipolarism and severe depression. You know, just get a note from your doctor and come check us out, and we're going to help change your lives and everything. That's what we're here to do. We're here to make people better, to live their best lives, because there's nothing better than waking up every morning feeling amazing and wanting to go conquer the day and, you know, just make a difference. You know, you're only given one shot, ladies and gentlemen. You're only given one shot. So give it all
No
you
doubt.
got. Okay. Yep. But that's all I got, man. Totem Pole Nation, man. Thank you guys. Yeah, we're breaking some news here. We're going to be doing this on YouTube, so send everybody that way. Please comment questions, and I'll be coming back to you live here, I believe around 2:00 with the cyborg AD Paul Moore. I could not be more fired up about that. One of the most inspirational guys I've ever met. And yeah, man, we're gonna drop some dimes. We're gonna drop some C notes on you guys, man. We're gonna bless you guys today.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Totem Pole Nation, we love you guys. To the next episode.